Are you really bad at pressure? Do you want to gain your first win or get a new high score in Endless? Well, here's my ultimate guide to getting good at pressure. I'm going to talk very fast here explaining how each entity works and their counters, so I've made a chart that's definitely not badly made to put them into categories. Feel free to pause the video at any moment to get a closer look at the chart. By the way, I highly recommend playing with friends. It makes the game so much easier and so much funner. Not only can they save you from sticky situations, they can also warn you when other entities are nearby if you didn't quite hear them. Unless your friends are jerks and just like to mess with you the entire time. By the way, thank you Spite for helping me get some of this beautiful footage. First off, we have Angler, one of the most common entities in the game. The lights will flicker once and then he will be on his way, so you better get into a safe spot or a locker as quick as you can. For your information, safe spots are just spots where you can't be seen by regular entities, because they aren't in the regular pathways of their movements. This guy's very easy to counter. Next up is Blitz. Blitz has a longer flicker or 2 flicker, and that is your cue to immediately hop into a locker. He is very fast, but he's quite easy to counter as well. Pinky has no flicker cue, only an audio cue. This is why Death Mode is so important in pressure, because you can see her color before she even appears. She's going in painful. She has ended most of my runs. Next up we have Chains. He gives a single flicker cue, but he is very, very slow, leaving a trail of green smoke behind him. You must wait to get into your locker, otherwise if you enter too soon he will kick you out. I recommend waiting for the locker to kick you out itself, especially if you're very new to pressure still. This guy's going in annoying. Next up we have Frogger. He will give a single flicker cue, but he will pass by your locker or spot 3 times. He will go forward, backward, and then forward again. This means that you have to hop out of your locker if you choose to go in the locker. Otherwise, the locker will kick you out and you will die to him. This guy's going in difficult. Pandemonium. Pandemonium will give you a single flicker cue. However, if he spots you, you have to go into a locker. If he catches you in a locker, well, it's minigame time. In order to be at his minigame, you just gotta keep your mouse in the center. I just recommend having a higher mouse sensitivity for this one. Another way to counter him is by going into a Pandemonium safe spot. This means going into a room where he cannot see you at all. A room like this is beautiful for that. This guy's going in difficult because of his minigame. Void mass puddles or fake lockers. You can tell that they're there by just looking into the locker, hearing them in the locker, or the puddle in front of them. The best way to counter them is just don't go into the locker. If you do go into the locker in solo mode, you are insta-killed. However, if you're with a friend, they can actually save you. This guy's easy to counter. Next up we have Squiddles. Squiddles will become very angry if you have their light out at them. Best way to counter them, just put away your light if they spot you with it. They also like their personal space too. This guy's really easy. Infestation. Infestation will appear in rooms with really big windows with a body of water outside. He will try to pull your camera towards him. Do not let him. He will slowly drain your health. This guy's also really easy. Good people, aka fake doors. You might enter a room that has multiple of the same room number. Best way to tell the difference between them is breathing behind the door, a spark of the door number, or if you have a good eye, there's teeny tiny little lines behind the numbers. These guys are just a little annoying. Wall dwellers. These things can perish. This thing is the only reason why I can't play solo runs. They will sneak up behind you after crawling out of the little hidey holes. Best way to counter them is just look behind you. However, they can rebound. Or if you're with a friend, they can also push them off you if they do tackle you down. Again, this is why playing with friends is really good. Now we have candlebearers. These guys are really not that big of a deal. You could just walk past them. You are faster than these guys. You can stop them if needed with your flashlight. However, if you do it for too long, they can get really angry at you. These guys are just annoying. Now we have their older brothers. These guys are candle brutes. These guys can only spawn in really ginormous rooms. You can just counter them the same way. You're faster than them. However, almost every time you encounter them, you gotta find a key card. That's why these guys are going in difficult. The Divine, also spawning in a really specific room type. Just don't touch the grass. You'll be fine. That's how you counter these guys. They don't insta-kill you, but they do a lot of damage. These are just annoying. The Redeemer, you can find a gun in a drawer. Just don't pick it up. Don't pick up the gun. If you do pick up the gun, just spam E a bunch of times and then you're fine. These guys are super easy. Mr. Lopi, you can only encounter him if you're left behind the group. He'll only do a small amount of damage and he will catch you no matter what. Just stay near the group and you'll be okay. This guy's super easy. Now this guy only spawns if one of you guys are playing at 3 AM. He will kill you, but you do get a free revive out of it, plus full health. But you will be told to go to bed. which you probably should. You will almost never see this thing. The bottom feeder. Spawning in a really specific room type called the dredge. He will spawn if you go into the water. He will not follow you up on land, so just stay near land and you'll be okay. If he does catch you, just spam Q and E and you will scare him off for a little bit. Also do a zigzag pattern, otherwise he will catch up to you quicker if you just go in a straight line. This guy's going in difficult, but he does tend to bug a lot and just leave you alone. Now we have environmental hazards. These can range from steam to electrified puddles, to I guess a few other things. These things are really easy to counter. Underwater hazards. These can be the parasites, which just go back into the light and you'll be fine. Or if you stray too far into the darkness of the waters, your diving gear will explode. Just don't do that and you'll be fine. Turrets. If you encounter turrets, these things will actively try and search you out. Just don't go in through the line of sight and you'll be fine. There is a little switch at the end, which you can just turn off. For the most part, you can just ignore these. However, if you do get a specific entity with them, they can be quite annoying. Tripwires and landmines. Landmines give a very audible beeping noise if you're near them, while tripwires are a glowing line across the door. Both of these can just be deactivated. They're just annoying. A6T, aka the multi-monster. This thing is incredibly rare and will give a static effect the moment he spawns. He doesn't give a regular flicker like the other entities, but he will give a very readable red text at the bottom of your screen. The moment you see that text, you better pray that you're in a locker already. He is very, very quick. This guy's very rare, but very painful. Sebastian. Sebastian can only be found in the middle of your run. He is the trader or the shop. Just don't make him angry. Please don't make him angry. He's very easy. Sea bunnies. They also like to trade. While really cute and adorable, they can give you landmines. So just be careful of that. You can just walk away from the landmine and it won't do anything to you. That's why these guys are going in easy. Now for the grand encounters. Abomination is one of the 3 grand encounters. You will enter a room where you are required to go underwater to continue. While you are in the Abomination encounter, you will have to dodge fans, walls, the floors, bombs, himself. The Abomination will dash at you, but just move slightly out of the way and you'll be okay. This encounter is very cool, however it is very buggy. That's why he's going in painful. The amount of times I've died to him on my runs is insane. Except for grand encounters is the firewall. During the firewall, you will put on a jet suit and then have to do a bunch of parkour. However, while doing this parkour, you will be chased by a firewall. The firewall is activated by Painter. However, if you rescue Painter, you won't have to deal with the firewall itself, you just need to deal with the parkour. This grand encounter is also pretty buggy, but it's very, very fun. It's going in difficult. And lastly, we have the 2 searchlight encounters. At one point in the run, about halfway through, you will find the first searchlight encounter. You will have to go around the little area trying to fix the generators while trying not to be spotted. If you're spotted, your only hope is if you have enough health for it. If you go into a crate or a locker after being spotted, it will tear it apart. However, you can still hide under these items as long as you're not spotted first. The first one is difficult, but we'll talk about the second one later. But now that you know all of the information and get to do 100, it is time for Ridge. Once in Ridge, you will be tasked with removing Crystal, which will turn out all of the lights. The moment all the lights are out, you will be tasked with going through Ridge itself. Once retrieving the crystal and opening these 2 doors, well, the fun begins there. Most of the entities I just talked about are going to come after you with no flicker queue. Those will include Ingler, Blitz, Pinky, even Pandemonium. However, Pandemonium can only spawn once in Ridge, so you just gotta pray that he spawns first thing. Oh, I'm gonna hate this. Please be Pandy right away. There's no way! The first area you open is a Pandemonium safe spot, so use that wisely. One thing to keep in mind in Ridge, there are speakers. Just don't stay near the speakers for too long and you'll be okay. They will activate your diving gear similar to the underwater. For Ridge, especially if it's your first time, I recommend hugging the lockers. The moment you open the door, hug a locker. You can choose to just wait for an entity to pass by, and then after the entity passes by, you can just walk right past and open the next door and rinse and repeat. Just be careful not to get lost in the dark. I highly recommend having some sort of light source. Just be careful of the squiddles still. Once making it to the end of Ridge, you will finally have light. However, now you're tasked with going outside into the water, where we will have the second Searchlight Grand Encounter. This is very similar to the first Searchlight Grand Encounter, however, you are tasked with doing these generators outside, and the more generators you complete, the more searchlights appear. I recommend doing some generators outside first, and then going inside the caves to do the rest of the generators. Once you do these generators, you can now go into the middle, activate the switch, and now head towards the beacon. Once in these caverns, you are tasked with going around these searchlights in order to open the next few doors and then make your way to the end. I highly recommend moving between the first and second searchlight and the third and first searchlight, but don't go in between the second and third searchlight. There is not enough room for you to swim most of the time. This pattern is the same throughout the entire area, so just rinse and repeat. Once doing these tasks, you will see Lucy in all of her grand glory kill a searchlight in front of you. Then you can head back inside and go back into the submarine and claim your prize. Hope that's everything you should need to know about these entities. By the way, I only talked about the entities that would actually do damage to you or end your run. There's a few things that I left out there, such as rare rooms or really specific entities that don't actually do anything to you, just mess with your head. So you can discover those ones on your own and have fun with that. Hopefully with this newfound knowledge, you will too be able to get all the badges you want in Pressure. That's all I had for this video. I don't know, go play Pressure now. What the? Okay. That. Oh, of all days. Why does only the funny things happen when I record? What?
Look at me. I lost my big shot.
Oh god. Pandy? Oh my god!
Oh god, Pandy! I think your heart just stopped.
I felt it.
I got a light for you.
Thank you. It's a really nice that.
He just ducked under. He went. Yeah, I'm gonna send you my footage of that after this.
I do want to get one more clip of it too.
You're not gonna be able to.
Oh, okay. What do you mean you can see me? What? What? You can bring the big crates? Excuse me? I thought you could only bring the small ones. Ma'am.
If it makes you feel better, I was never affected by it because I was just standing inside of you.
Oh my god.
Brother.
Is it gone? You suck. I don't like you.